Tonight at Lanco's Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway, it is the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout. Day 1, the Wing Day, unfolding, and we are ready to get straight into the action, the B-Mains actions. I'm Casey Kreider, keeping the seat nice and cozy tonight for Chris Graham. And let's get right into the action. The 270s with their B-Main ready to unfold. This is the last chance for them to get in to the A-Main. The top 3 from each of these two B-Mains will advance. On the front row, it is Charles Hellinger in the 13S and the 34 of Christy Swigert. They come into the start zone, and away we go with the first of two 270 B-Mains. Hellinger off to the advantage. Swigert in second. We got a caution out as one car is spun around. Two cars actually stopped back there. The 05 of Donald Bushell. And the 56X of Gracie Hickson back there as well. Other cars in this B-Main, you've got the, as I mentioned, 34 of Christy Swigert, the 13 of Charles Hellinger, the 71M of James Cubbage, the 19X of Luke Fogg, the 72 of Jonathan Johns, the 96W of Chase Walker, the 0 of Charles Chance, the 44G of Olivia Hallworth, and the B8 of Brittany Zeller, in addition to Hickson and Bushell. Billy Logeman not able to start for this B-Main. He was slated to be on the pole, but the issues that befell him in the qualifier race, they have not been able to fix, and that team has loaded up and gone home. So it's 11 drivers for 3 spots in this first B-Main. We'll have a second one then coming after this for the 270s. Ten laps in length. Here we go. Back to the green flag. Hellinger picks up the gas, and here we go. And we got contact already. And one car up and over the tractor tires. That's Jonathan Johns in turn 4. Chase Walker and Olivia Hallworth also got stopped up there. That was a chain reaction, and Jonathan Jones's car cartwheeled and nose planted there on the tractor tires. As it looked like Chase Walker was the first to make contact with him, and that sent the 72 car then careening into the infield and flipping over that last set of tractor tires down there at the exit of turn 4. Have to see how substantial the damage is on that car. Meanwhile, they're trying to get the 96W of Walker and the 44G of Hallworth also back together. Still have yet to complete a green flag lap in this B-Main. Each B-Main will be 10 laps tonight. And the top 3 from each of these B-Mains will join the 20 drivers already locked into the A-Mains, the 30-lap features, later on tonight. They've gotten Hallworth's car going, and now we'll see if they can get the 96W going as well from that stoppage point in turn 4. And unfortunately, I don't think that one's going to be repairable tonight for Jonathan Johns. Looks like his night has come to an end, and in pretty spectacular fashion, but thankfully the driver is okay. And it looks like they'll push Walker's car to the infield as well. So that'll leave us with 9 cars for 3 spots. Again, 20 cars have already advanced into the A-Main tonight through the accumulation of points based off of their heat and qualifier race finishes, as well as passing points awarded in both of those events. The top 20 in those point standings are already in to tonight's A-Main, but for the 23 drivers who were not in that top 20, in the case of the 270s, they're split among these 2 B-Mains. All right, Charles Hellinger brings him back to the green flag, and underway we are once again. His third time the charm. Let's see. It's Hellinger, then Swaggart, then Cubbage. That's your top three. Here comes Luke Fogg to the inside for that last transfer spot, and give it to him entering turn number 3. He takes the spot, and we get a green flag lap in the books. Fogg running about a lane higher than Christy Swaggart, trying to set her up for a potential pass here. As Charles Chance has gotten past Cubbage for that 4th position now. And here comes Cubbage sliding it in there, not able to make the move though or get close enough to Luke Fogg. Fogg continuing to pressure Swaggart for the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, Charles Hellinger's gotten away by about 9/10 of a second or so over Swaggart and Fogg, who continue to battle for the 2nd spot. Here comes Fogg to the outside now, trying to find a way around. Car number 34. Fogg is there. He's got the position, and he's going to be able to clear up off turn 2. It looks like, yep, he will. Luke Fogg down into turn 3, takes over the runner-up spot. Now it's Charles Chance trying to chase down Christy Swaggart for the final spot in the A main tonight on this first night of racing at the Labor Day Shootout. 3 laps to go for Charles Hellinger. Fogg may be able to run him down. It's going to be close, and we got one car that is stopped over in turn 4. That is Donald Bouchel, and that will re-rack things with 3 laps to go. So that'll give an opportunity for everybody to bunch back up, and it'll give some people an opportunity to maybe get to the 34 of Christy Swaggart, who currently sits on that last transfer spot. Charles Chance in the 0 right behind. James Cubbage in the 71M right behind him. Then Olivia Hallworth and Gracie Hickson, Brittany Zeller and Donald Bouchel. Those are the 9 drivers. Charles Hellinger out in front, just hoping he can stay there for these final 3 laps. All he wants is a chance at the A main, and if he can stay there, he will get just that. Coming to the start zone on the back straightaway, Hellinger takes off, and away we go once again. Fogg trying to stick with him, battling for the race lead, and we'll see if he's got anything for him down here in turns 1 and 2. Front 2 separated now. Here comes Fogg to the inside, trying to peek a nose inside of Hellinger. And he's going to try to get the drive up off turn 2. He will get the position. Luke Fogg to the race lead. Coming to the white flag. The battle's on for 3rd. Christy Swaggart and Charles Chance. Chance on the outside. Swaggart on the inside. Chance trying to stick with it. Couldn't get the power down off turn 2. Sends it in there and goes around. That did not work, and that's going to give Christy Swaggart the last transfer spot as Charles Chance sent it in there trying to get in, but it backfired. And he will go home along with a few others. Luke Fogg, Charles Hellinger, and Christy Swaggart. They're the 3 advancing to the A main.
By the way, if you are the owner of a Lincoln Navigator with a Maryland license plate 66029, you are blocking somebody in. Please use that car.
All right, so that first B main was pretty exciting. Can we expect more of the same here in the second one? I would think so. Here's your starting lineup. Mackenzie Hickson starts on the pole in car 65H. Brent Shear in the 12 will start in second. Nate Gibble will start on that bubble spot in third, driving car 8Z. And to his outside will be Patrick Kern in the 16P. Matt Hoffman in the 21H and the 3S of Nick Skias. They make up row 3. Tom Landwehr in the 25 and Clinton Hauser in the 22. They're in row number 4. Anthony Yerger in the 5-8. He'll be on the inside of row 5 with Jonah Meck in the 48 on his outside. And Ed Tyers in the 16T will round out the 11-car field for this second B main. Once again, 3 cars advance, 8 cars go home. Looks like the 21H of Matt Hoffman having a little bit of an issue getting going. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get that car going. He'll have to be pushed back to the pit area, and that's going to end his night. Hoffman was slated to start in 5th. Alrighty, coming back to 1 to go. Watch the battle for the win. Watch the battle for 3rd in this second B main race. Who's going to advance to the main event tonight? We're about to find out and complete setting the lineup here for the 270 feature. Green flag in the air. Mackenzie Hickson leads him down, but it's Brent Shear getting the jump off into turn 4. And Shear able to take the advantage as they go off into turn 1. The battle is on for 3rd. Between Gibble and Kern, side by side, down the back straightaway. Nobody giving an inch, but give it to Kern in the 16P down the front stretch. He'll try to go to work on the 65H of Mackenzie Hickson. Brent Shear has checked out in these opening couple laps. He's opened up a gap of about 1 second and 2/10 right now, but it is a beehive right now behind him. Nick Skias inside Nate Gibble, that for the 4th spot. Now he's got to try and chase down the 16P of Patrick Kern. Meanwhile, in the back, Anthony Yerger right in the top side again, trying to see if he can find a way to get himself in position. He's up the 6th spot, and off the pace is Shear. Shear is off the pace with an issue, and that is a big implication for this race as he was leading. Not sure what exactly the issue is. We'll have to see. But either way, his night is over, and that's going to change the complexion of this B main with the race leader, Brent Shear, who had checked out from everybody, having to pull off with some sort of issue. His night appears to be over, at least in the 270s. So that will give Mackenzie Hickson the race lead, with Patrick Kern in 2nd, Nick Skias in the last transfer spot in 3rd. Back to the green flag, 6 laps to go. Running the top side is Gibble, trying to see if he can set up Skias for a pass. Yerger on the inside, trying to see what he can do. Here comes Gibble, peeking inside, but not able to get there quite yet. Trying to stay up off. Here comes Yerger, a big run off turn 2. He'll dive inside Nate Gibble for the 4th spot, but not be able to complete the pass coming off turn number 4. Yerger going to go back to work on that top side. Gibble running the middle, Skias running the bottom. Now Gibble moves up a little bit higher, all trying to find a way around the 3S of Nick Skias with 3 laps to go. It's Mackenzie Hickson out in front. She's got about a 2nd lead over Patrick Kern. The battle is on for 4th, but as long as they keep racing and can't catch Skias, it's not going to matter. Mackenzie Hickson comes around to see the white flag. Patrick Kern in second. Nick Skias in third. Side by side, Yerger gets spun around through the infield as he and Gibble made contact down the front straightaway. And that's going to set up a one-lap shootout here for this final spots, these final couple spots in the A main. Yerger and Gibble were racing hard for that spot, and neither of them willing to give an inch. And it's Yerger coming out on the bad end of that one. Tom Landwehr also came to a stop in turn 4. Well, we're going to have one lap here to settle it. 3 spots on the line in this A main, or in this B main for the A main. All right, coming to 1 to go. And 1 to go means more than just the green flag. The white flag is going to fly when they come around to the flag stand as well. Here we go, 1 lap to race in this B main. Gibble trying to find a way past Skias. He's right there. Will he make the move entering turn 3? He'll try the high side, but it's not going to be enough. Skias will hold on. And Mackenzie Hickson takes home the win. Patrick Kern will finish second. Nick Skias in third. Nate Gibble, the first one out. He'll go home, as will Clinton Hauser, Ed Tyers, Jonah Meck, Tom Landwehr, Brent Shear, Anthony Yerger, and Matt Hoffman. And the next time we'll see the 270s will be in the main event now. All the preliminaries are over. We'll see them later on for their 30-lap main event, but we still got quite a few B mains yet to come for some of the other classes, starting with the Hyper Racing Winged 600s. All right, same song, second verse. Here we go, the 600s ready to go. Top 3 advance from each B main. It'll be Austin Bishop and Holden Ekman on the front row. Aaron Espenshade in the 1E, Cody West in the 117. Then Cameron Bellinger and AJ Van Hart, they make up row 3. The 00 of Pat Kelly, the 3K of Cassidy Michael, they're in row 4. Joe Austin in the 72A and the 7E of Justin Savingi, and the 42U of Tyler Ulrich. That rounds out the field for this first B main for the wingless or the winged 600s. And Cameron Bellinger will not take the green flag for this one, so that means everyone else behind him will move up a spot. We'll have 10 cars for 3 spots and 10 laps. Here we go. Bishop and Ekman will lead them down into the start zone. Away they go. Green flag in the air, and the first B main for the 600s is underway. Whoa, Ekman nearly got pinched in the wall there by Aaron Espenshade. Espenshade through to second. Ekman trying to fight back for third spot now on the inside of Cody West. But out in front, it's Austin Bishop. He'll lead lap 1 over Espenshade and over West. That's your top 3 for now. Espenshade running the bottom side. Bishop down low. Everybody fighting for everything they can get to try and put themselves in position. Ekman and West. That's the battle for the third and final transfer spot right now coming around to complete 3 laps. Espinshade low side for trying to see if he could find a way to take the advantage over Bishop, but the battle is on still for third. Cody West is pulled out by about 3 car lengths over Holden Ekman. Ekman trying to run the bottom side and see if he can get a bite up off there as Justin Savingi goes to the infield. But we stay green, 5 laps to go. Espinshade on the bottom, Bishop on the top, West in third, and Ekman loses some ground that time. Now he's going to come under attack from Patrick Kelly in the 0-0. West right on the top side. He may actually have a shot at Espinshade here. Entering turn 3 and coming off turn 4, trying to set him up on the top side. Espinshade goes down low, takes West's line away, shuts the door. Coming around to 2 to go. It is clear sailing for Austin Bishop for the time being. The battle rages on for second between Aaron Espinshade and Cody West. But if they can stay right there, they'll be in the A main. They'll get to stay right here tonight. Coming to the white flag, Austin Bishop takes it. Then Espinshade, then West. Holden Ekman about a second behind. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get there. To the checkered flag, Austin Bishop will win in advance. So too will Aaron Espinshade. So too will Cody West. Holden Ekman, Patrick Kelly, Tyler Ulrich, Joe Austin, AJ Van Hart, and Cassidy Michael will be the ones going home tonight. All right, race fans, let's try it again. B main number 2 here for the 600s. And it'll be Zach Light starting on the pole in that brightly colored 11Z. He'll be joined by the 11T, Tyler Tank, that black and orange car. And then the 4S of Johnny Smith, the 3Z of Brent Shear. That's row 2 for you. Billy Cook in the 66 and the 22K of Kyler Heine make up row number 3. Willer Kuski in the 1 and Jared Kunkel in the 75K. They're in row 4. Jim Radney in the 95 and Gary Bazowski in the 1J are in row 5. Dallas Sanders slated to start in row 6. But Sanders will not take the green flag, so that'll leave us with 10 cars, again, to fight for 3 spots. All right, 1 lap to green. And once again, watch the battle for the win, but watch the battle for third. The fight to make the show is on in the 600s. Zach Light and Tyler Tank trying to see if they can stay up there where they started, or can anybody else mount a challenge here over this 10-lap B main. They come into the start zone, and away we go. Zach Light off the line, clears into turn 3. Tops, and trying to run the top side. We got 1 car upside down in turn 1. That is Kyler Heine in the 22K. And it looks like the 1J of Gary Bazowski was the other car that got stopped up there. Gotten the 1J of Bazowski back going, but we'll have to see what the deal is for Heine. That car looks pretty well tore up and looks like his night may be over. See the damage to the right side of the wing there for Gary Bazowski, but as long as all four wheels are still on it, they'll try and see if they can keep running it and maybe find a way to get back in. Unfortunately, all four wheels not pointing in the right direction for Kyler Heine. A little bit of fluid up in the middle of 1 and 2 that they'll run through and try to get ingrained into the track surface so that it won't be an issue. And then we'll go back to green here and try it again in this second B main. All right, so once again, it'll be a complete restart, except for the cars, obviously, that are no longer in the race. Zach Light, Tyler Tank, they'll be back on the front row. John Smith, Brent Shear, they'll line up in row 2. 9 cars left to settle it for 3 spots. And here comes Zach Light leading them down. Green flag, jumps on the gas, and here we go. And it's Brent Shear getting his way around the outside of John Smith there. They'll continue to battle, though, for the spot. Smith will pull a slider. Shear will try to come back inside, but Billy Cook was right there. May have touched a little bit, but everybody keeps it straight. Smith able to hold on to the 3rd spot for now. But the battles are on. It is slide job city through the center of 3 and 4. As Billy Cook tries to work his way inside Brent Shear, who got a little bit too high there up off turn 2. Oh, big contact and car on the outside wall. And upside down, that is Tyler Tank after he and John Smith made contact in turn 4. And it looks like that's going to be the end of Tyler Tank's night as well. That's unfortunate. He was in a position to transfer. John Smith trying to make the move and just couldn't quite complete the slider. And that sent the 11T for a wild ride. That will also, though, send the 4S of John Smith to the back of the pack for that contact. So that's going to move Brent Shear up to 2nd. Billy Cook up to 3rd, and Jared Kunkel then up to 4th with Jim Radney rounding out the top 5. So they will tow that heavily damaged 11T car back into the infield and likely back into the pit area. All right, 1 to go. We'll start single file here, and it'll be Zach Light, then Brent Shear, and then Billy Cook. Those are your 3 transfer cars for the time being, with the first one being on the outside looking in, Jared Kunkel in the 75K. And here we go again. Green flag back in the air. A little bit of a stack up there allows the front 4 to break away. Cook to the inside, trying to make a move on Shear. He'll clear the slider up off turn 4, but now here comes Shear back in turn 3. Cook to the inside, and once again, he'll try to make a move here on the exit of turn 2, but Shear stays steady, and here comes Kunkel for that third spot. Cook shuts the door, but Kunkel goes inside. They'll continue to battle. Kunkel clears. Here comes Cook inside once again, trying to see if he can get at least 2. He will get 1, though. He'll get back past Kunkel and back into the A main for the time being. It's Zach Light out in front. Then Brent Shear. Then Billy Cook and Jared Kunkel in a dogfight for the final transfer spot. 4 laps to go. And does Kunkel have anything for Cook? He's still right there. And John Smith has worked his way back up to the 5th spot. He may still have a shot, but Rodney able to pull a slider on him, which then Smith counterattacks with and gets on past. He'll complete the pass, exiting turn 2. It's all Zach Light out in front. He's got the advantage. Brent Shear and Billy Cook make up the top 3, but Jared Kunkel is not out of this one yet. Coming around to the white flag. Zach Light clear sailing out in front, but watch the battle for 3rd. Cook and Kunkel. How's it going to unfold? Kunkel tries to run the bottom, but he's going to lose a ton of time off turn 2. That's going to open the door for Billy Cook to advance, as will Zach Light, as will Brent Shear. They will be the 3 advancing on into the Wing 600 B main, while Kunkel, John Smith, Jim Radney, William Murkowski, and Gary Bozowski will be going home. Alrighty, so 2 B mains yet to run. The 125 4-strokes, they'll have 1 10-car B main, and the Sportsmans will have 1 14-car B main. The top 6 in each of those races will advance. Here's your 125 B main field. Jesse Nocero will start on the pole in car number 62. Zach Young will be alongside him in the 3 wide. The 32 of Will Watson, he'll roll off from 3rd spot. And the 30S of Dominic Foster, he'll roll off from the outside of row 2. The 62 LR of Drayson Laser, he'll be on the inside of row 3. Ron Young will be on the outside of row 3 in that silver and blue number 18. Jared St. John, he'll start as the first car out in car number 22 on the inside of row 4. And Sarah Bohr in the 78 will start on the outside of that 4th row, with Kyle Lindsay in the 28 and Riley Simmons in the 44 slated to round out the field. Doesn't look like Simmons will be able to take the flag, so that'll leave us with 9 cars for 6 spots over 10 laps here, as they are trying to get the 22 of Jared St. John running. And appearing to be struggling a little bit there is St. John, who, as mentioned, was slated to start 7th. That'll be a tough blow if they can't get St. Young going, or St. John, my apologies, St. John going again. St. John is trying to get it to crank, but I'm not sure if it will or not. Let's see if he can get enough power in it. He might be able to. Looks like he's got it up and running now. Good to see. And he'll have a shot now to try and make it into the A main. Alrighty, coming through to the green flag this time. Now it's 9 cars for 6 spots. Here we go. Ready to see what happens in the 125s. Green flag in the air. Jesse Nocera takes off, but Zach Young able to stay with him, and Young will complete the pass up off turn 4. Dominic Foster through to second from the 4th starting spot, and Will Watson going to try and do the same, but Nocera will close the door. Kyle Lindsay from 9th on the grid up to 5th already. He's into a transfer spot past the 62 LR of Drayson Laser, who currently holds down that 6th spot. It's Ron Young, Jared St. John, and Sarah Bohr who are currently out. Watson inside and completing the pass on Jesse Nocera. Nocera trying to come back, but it looks like Watson's going to be able to close the door, and he'll do just that. Now Kyle Lindsay going to go to work on car number 62. Following him through 1 and 2, trying to see if he can make the move happen. Meanwhile, out in front, it's Zach Young by about 3/4 of a second over Dominic Foster, then Will Watson, then Jesse Nocera, then Kyle Lindsay, and then Drayson Laser. Here's Lindsay to the inside of Nocera. He makes the move happen for 4th and able to get on by. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead tightening a little bit. Dominic Foster trying to close in on Zach Young, and it looks like as he got a little bit loose off 4, he was making ground until then. He had made up about 1/10.5 a second on that last lap, but lost about 2/10 there with that bobble coming off of turn 4. See if that opens the door for Young to scoot home now, barring another caution, as Foster has to deal with Will Watson for the position. 2 laps to go, this time by Zachary Young, then Dominic Foster, then Will Watson, then Kyle Lindsay, then Jesse Nocera, and then Drayson Laser. Laser's got a big gap over Sarah Bohr, and barring anything going wrong, it looks like we have our 6 with 1 lap to go. Zach Young takes the white flag, and he can pretty much put it on cruise control from here through turns 3 and 4. Zach Young is going to win the 125 B main and advance. So too will Dominic Foster, so too will Will Watson, so too will Kyle Lindsay, Jesse Nocera, and Drayson Laser. Sarah Bohr comes 1 spot short. Jared St. John, Ron Young will also not advance to the A main. Alrighty, race fans, the final preliminary of the night. The Sportsman B main with the top 6 advancing to the A, and here's how they'll line up. Shannon Slaughter in the 53S will line up on the pole. Alan Durham in the 28A. He'll be on the outside of row number 1. Ryan Heckman in car 30. He'll start on the inside of row 2 with Matt Yo in the 13B on the outside. Patrick Kern in the 16P. He'll be inside row 3. Michael Spadafora. He'll roll off from 6th position on the outside. Steve Smith Sr. He'll roll off inside row 4 with Princess Page in the 128 on the outside. Ron Ford and Robert Shanaman, they make up row number 5. Jack Redkay in the 32. Tyler Martin on the outside of row number 6. Jamie Flickinger in the 9G and Dave Williams in the 21D. That'll be the 7th and final row for this B main for the Sportsmans. All right, all those 14 drivers minus Dave Williams out here ready to take it for the B main. So it's 13 drivers ready to fight for 6 spots. And everybody getting lined up, making sure they're in the right spot, and we're close to going green. All right, to the green flag we will come. It'll be Shannon Slaughter and Alan Durham making up the front row. And again, top 6 advance. So watch the battle for the win and watch the battle for 6. Both will be important. Here we go. Green flag in the air. The inside gets a great jump, and that allows Slaughter to get out to the race lead, while Heckman and Durham fight side by side for second. Heckman completes the pass off turn 2. Here comes Durham back to the inside, trying to make the move, but he'll have to go the narrower way around. Kern trying to run the outside, and he's going to be able to move his way into the 3rd spot, already having made one feature tonight as we got a crash on the back straightaway. Jamie Flickinger involved, as is Robert Shanaman in the 15. Looked like there might have been a 3rd car that got collected in that as well. Looks like Flickinger will be able to continue. We'll have to see about Robert Shanaman and whether or not that 15 will be able to roll off. Yeah, it looks like there's damage on the left front corner of that car that I think is going to keep that thing from being able to be raced again tonight, as they've hooked it to the back now of the four-wheeler. All right, they'll pull the 15 car to the infield, and everybody else ready to take the green flag with 1 lap in the books. Shannon Slaughter leads them down, green flag in the air. 32 of Jack Redkay got off to a bit of a slow start. We'll have to see if he can get that car up to speed or not. But in the meantime, everybody's spread out for the most part for the time being. Battle on for second right now between Alan Durham and Ryan Heckman. Slaughter out in front by about half a dozen car lengths, bringing it back to a 3-car train for second, third, and fourth. Durham, Heckman, and Kern all trying to battle their way, but those 3 all in the show right now. The last transfer spot currently belongs to Steve Smith Sr. He's trying to hold off Matt Yo for the spot. Here comes Jamie Flickinger, who was just in that last incident, trying to get to the inside of Yo. That would be for 7th. Still would have to get 1 more spot after that over these next 5 laps, but he's got Steve Smith Sr. right in front of him. Here's Slaughter getting into lap traffic now. Gonna put a lap on Jack Redkay. Battle on for 3rd in the meantime between Ryan Heckman and Patrick Kern. And Flickinger has made the move happen on Matt Yo. Now going to try and see if they can set up Steve Smith Sr. for the spot. Coming around, leader will see 2 laps to go, this time by 10 laps down, 2 laps to go. Slaughter trying to hang on. The battle continuing, though, to rage on for 6. Keep an eye on that. Steve Smith Sr. Here comes Fleckinger to the outside. Fleckinger trying to make the move happen. 1 car off the pace on the back stretch. Fleckinger around the outside, making the move on Steve Smith Sr. and taking the 6th position as the leaders take the checkered flag. And it'll be Jamie Fleckinger getting the last transfer spot over Steve Smith Sr. So it'll be Shannon Slaughter, Alan Durham, Ryan Heckman, Patrick Kern, Michael Spadafora, and Jamie Fleckinger making it to the main event tonight. Once again, if you are the owner of a Lincoln Navigator with All right, race fans, it is time for the A-Mains. 4 30-lap events. 1 for the Wing 270s, 1 for the Wing 600s, 1 for the Wing 25 4-strokes, and 1 for the Sportsmans. All ready to unfold here over the next few minutes. For the Kids Club, be sure to keep an eye out if you have the winning football. Come off to Victory Lane for the at the end of the 270 features to be with the winner. And in the meantime, 26 270s ready to rock here with fireworks going off the back straightaway. Gonna be a fun one. Race fans, once again, we want to give a special thanks to our sponsor, RockAuto.com, for providing wristbands for our racing events tonight. Visit www.rockauto.com and find all the parts your car or truck will ever need. Don't forget to let them know that you heard about rockauto.com right here at Lanco's Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. Race fans, what do you think? I'd say that's a pretty good fireworks show. All right, so let's take you through the starting lineup for this 270 A main, 26 cars strong. Starting on the pole will be the 3 of Pete Skias. And on the outside pole, the 5K of Mike Rutherford. The 92 of Jason Swavely. He'll start inside row 2. The 21D of Dave Williams on the outside of row 2. It's Mike Skias and Alex Swift. They'll be in row number 3. Pat Beeler in the 44, the 19A of Bradley Brown, that's row 4. JT Grieve in the 52T and the 4R of Lee Reinhardt, they make up row 5. Andrew Dietrich in the 88D, he'll be on the inside of row 6 with Dan Lane Jr. on the outside. Heath Hanley in the 82, he'll be on the inside of row 7 with Tommy Rink in the 11R on the outside. Tajay Adams and Richie Hartman, they make up row 8. Corey Schmuck Jr. and Dave Grube, they'll be in row number 9. Austin Graby, Mike Kreiser, they make up row 10. Luke Fogg in the 19X will be on the inside of row 11 with Mackenzie Hickson on the outside. Charles Hellinger and Patrick Kern, they'll be on the inside and outside of row 12. And Christy Swigert and Nick Skias, they'll make up row number 13 for this 30-lap main event. Tonight, here in the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout, first of 4 main events on this Saturday night. All right, race fans, this is for all the marbles. Pick out your favorite through the starting lineup. Who you think is going to get it done tonight in the 270s. All right, working to get the field back in the correct order here. And here we go. "26 cars ready to rock for 30 laps to win the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout on the wing night. Here we go. Pete Skias, Mike Rutherford, they will lead the field down. Green flag is in the air. We're underway with the first day main of the night. Everybody fans out through turns 1 and 2. Everyone gets through turns 1 and 2 cleanly. And it'll be Skias coming across to lead lap number 1 as we got a big crash up in turns 3 and 4. 2 cars upside down. The 87 of Austin Graby, one of the cars, and I think the other is the 65H of Mackenzie Hickson. Those are the two cars that got up and over there. They were able to get through 1 and 2 cleanly, but unfortunately, 3 and 4 is where things got a little messy. Race fans, under this caution flag, we want to give a special thank you to Meshi Motorsports and Olivia Thayer for all of their toy donations for the Kids Club and Kids Day here at the Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. So they're going to tow Graby's car back to the infield. A lot of fluid down in turns 3 and 4 that they're going to have to run through here before we can get back going. Looks like they're going to try covering it with some dirt here and then probably have everybody try to run through it and pack it in a little bit here.
Geek Pen is an electronics recycling center which specializes in restoring electronics to usable condition. They turn salvageable parts from donated equipment into working electronics for those on a budget. The best part is your old gear doesn't end up in a landfill. Free Geek Pen also does computer repair. Find them online at freegeekpen.org. Give them a call at 717-721-2494 or stop by the shop on Main Street in Ephrata. Think freegeekpen.org.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll slash the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
For those of you watching on the NRN, the National Racing Network, welcome back to Lanco's Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway for the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout. I'm Casey Kreider, keeping Chris Graham's seat warm tonight. You'll be back tomorrow afternoon for all the festivities, the wingless day tomorrow, but today is the wing day, and we're in the midst here of the first A main of the night, the 270s. A caution just as the leaders were completing the first lap for two cars, Austin Graby and Mackenzie Hickson, and that's led to some track cleanup that's had to be done in the center of turns 3 and 4. So the track crew working on that right now. Drivers will run through that area and get it back into race shape, and as soon as they do that, we'll be back underway here with one lap completed, 29 to go in this first A main of the night. It is Pete Skias out in front, Mike Rutherford in second, Jason Swavely in third, Mike Skias fourth, Pat Beeler fifth, Alex Swift in the 0-2 in 6th, Dave Williams in 7th, Lee Reinhardt in 8th, Bradley Brown in 9th, and TJ Grieve rounds out the top 10. Looks like the cleanup work has just about come to an end, and this track is back in raceable shape. They'll run through it a few more times. They'll get doubled up, and here we go. Ready to get back at it for the restart. All right, everybody all doubled up. We'll go back to green here. Pete Skias and Mike Rutherford on the front row. Jason Swavely, Mike Skias. Actually, no. Pat Beeler making up row 2. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. And one car around in turn 4 as they came back to the green flag. That's Bradley Brown along with Andrew Dietrich, who got tied up back there in turn 4. That'll put us back under the yellow. And that'll lead us now to a single file restart for this next attempt here. Looks like the car on the inside, I think that might have been Lee Reinhardt, got checked up. Actually, no, it might have been the 21D of Dave Williams got checked up, and that's what led to the contact between Bradley Brown and then Andrew Dietrich with nowhere to go. All right, field given the 1 to go signal. Here we go. And again, it'll be Pete Skias, this time single file in front of Mike Rutherford, Jason Swavely, Mike Skias, and Pat Beeler. Here we go. Green flag back in the air, and away we go. Skias leads him down on the bottom side into turn 1. Rutherford trying the top side. Jason Swavely says thank you very much, but Mike Rutherford says I'll have the last laugh for that one as he gets him back in 3 and 4 and gets back around for second position. It's Mike Skias running through in the 4th spot. Single file through about the first dozen cars. Back to the first side-by-side battle. Pat Beeler up through to the 4th spot. But it's Pete Skias out in front for the time being. Mike Rutherford behind him, then Swavely, then Beeler, then Skias. First side-by-side battle is the one for 8th position between TJ Grieve and Dave Williams. Everybody singled out up front, side-by-side battle. This for ninth now. Dave Williams and Heath Hanley. But out in front, it's all Pete Skias in the 3. As Andrew Dietrich comes to the infield, and we've got a caution for Nate Gibble, who is stopped up in turn 4. Six laps in the books, 24 laps to go. They'll get Gibble's car back running. And Gibble was one of the alternates who made this race through the B main, as Tajay Adams was not able to start. So that is the reason why Gibble was in this event to begin with, after he was not able to initially qualify through the B main, but looks like he's got more issues now. Yeah, the right front tire looks to have come off of that 8Z car, so that's going to probably put an end to his night now. Alrighty, so they'll push the 88D and the 8Z back to the garage area. Their nights will be over, but for 20 other drivers still fighting for the win here, it'll be Pete Skias and Mike Rutherford on the front row, with Jason Swavely and Pat Beeler lining up in the second. Mike Skias and Alex Swift, they're in row 3, 5th and 6th. Lee Reinhardt, TJ Grieve make up row 4. Dave Williams and Heath Hanley round out the top 5, or round out the first 5 rows, round out the top 10. And here we go, green flag back on the air. They stomp on it and away we go. It's Skias out to the point. Pete Rutherford on the top side, trying to get that momentum over there. Jason Swaley running right next to the bottom, trying to see if he can go the shorter way around and find some grip on the bottom. Skias comes around. He'll lead lap number 8. Then it's Rutherford. Then it's Swavely. Then it's the 4R of Lee Reinhardt making his way up to the 4th spot. He's had a good restart, and he's trying to put himself in position to run down Swavely for 3rd. Beeler trying to hold off Swift for the spot. One car pulls to the infield. That's the 29J of Dan Lane Jr. Looks like his night's going to be over. But for everybody else, the battle continues. The battle is on for 5th, hot and heavy. Alex Swift to the inside of Pat Beeler, trying to complete the pass, and he'll do it up off turn 4. The battle right in front of him, heating up for the 3rd spot, and the battle for the lead is heating up as well. Reinhardt gets past Swavely, and here comes Rutherford to the inside of Skias. Skias able to shut the door for the time being, but Rutherford not going away. Rutherford following right in his tire tracks right now, trying to see if he can find a way to maybe open up a hole. They're going to get to lap traffic here before too long. Skias and Rutherford continue to battle. Rutherford down to the inside. Nothing doing down there. Skias able to keep him at bay for the time being. But these leaders have caught the back of the field, and they are racing pretty hard back here. Singled out the first couple cars are. It's all going to be about where the leaders will catch them, coming around to 13 laps to go. Skias puts a lap on Hellinger. Rutherford able to get through a little bit cleaner, and he's right there on the back bumper of Pete Skias. Skias able to hang on for now. Rutherford running about a lane higher, trying to see if he can cross him under. Rutherford is there, inside. Pete Skias going for the race lead. Skias tries to pull him up off turn 2 and is able to do so. Now Rutherford will go back to work. Coming to 11 laps to go, and Lee Reinhardt is right there. This battling has brought him into the fold. Here comes Rutherford around the outside. He's gotten the move made on Pete Skias. One car off the pace on the inside. Pulls to the infield. No caution. 10 laps to go. Leaders in heavy lap traffic as Mike Rutherford is at the point. Pete Skias, Lee Reinhardt fighting for the race win. Jason Swavely in 4th and Alex Swift in 5th with 9 laps to go. Rutherford able to work his way through the lap traffic. He'll next come up to the 19X of Luke Fogg to put a lap on him. Battle is on for the second spot. Reinhardt gets past Skias. He's got the position made. Swavely will now try to heat him up, while Reinhardt will try to run down Rutherford for the win with 7 laps to go. 1 lap car in between them. Reinhardt will get to the outside of the lap car of Patrick Kern, cross him back under, and get back in line now, but he's got some work to do with 6 laps to go and a caution is out. And up in turn 4 is the 0-2 of Alex Swift, who was running up inside and around the top 5. He has come to a stop right by the entrance gate there in turn 4. And it looks like his night is going to be over. And it looks like the 3 car of Pete Skias might have an issue. He's come to a stop now, along with the 52 of TJ Grieve. And they're going to push Pete Skias' car to the infield, so the guy who led pretty much the first 2/3 of this race is now out of it with 6 laps to go. And perhaps a similar fate maybe for TJ Grieve. We'll have to see if they can get him back going. Looks like his night may be over as well, though. So it'll be Mike Rutherford, Lee Reinhardt, and then Jason Swavely, Pat Beeler, and Mike Skias, your top 5. Then you'll have Heath Hanley, Richie Hartman, Dave Grube, Corey Schmuck Jr., and Dave Williams rounding out your top 10. They're pulling the 0-2 of Alex Swift back to the garage area, and they'll do the same, looks like, for the 52T of TJ Grieve. Once again, for the Kids Club, if you have the winning football, be sure to join us in Victory Lane at the end of this 270s feature for the presentation. All right, 6 laps to settle it. Field gets doubled up. Let's see, Lee Reinhardt was chasing these guys down, started 10th. He's made his way up to the outside of the front row. Can he make a move on Mike Rutherford for the win? We'll have to see. We started with 26. We'll have 14 cars left to settle it here for these final 6 laps. They'll tow Pete Skia's car back to the garage area. His night's come to an end, and here we go. Race fans, pick your favorite. Who's it going to be? Will it be Mike Rutherford? Will it be Lee Reinhardt? Will it be Jason Swavely? Will it be Pat Beeler? Or will it be somebody else? With 6 laps to go, who's going to get it done on the first feature of this Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout? Green flag in the air, and Rutherford gets out to the jump. Reinhardt able to slide into second spot. And Swavely battling Skias for third. Skias through to the spot, but here comes Swavely back on the inside, making the move. Coming around the open palm from starter Mike Fry. 5 laps to go. Mike Rutherford trying to hold off Lee Reinhardt to get the victory. Reinhardt running a little bit lower. Rutherford trying to keep the momentum on that lower to middle line. They'll come around and they'll see 3 laps to go this time by. One car pulls off to the infield, won't be a factor. Reinhardt is starting to close in. Let's see, 2 laps to go. Rutherford and Reinhardt separated by about a car length, if even that. Coming around with 1.5 to go, they'll see the white flag. Does Lee Reinhardt have anything for Mike Rutherford as they come off turn 4? Down the back straightaway for the final time. Oh boy, Reinhardt's going to have to send it in if he wants a shot. He's not going to be able to do it. And Mike Rutherford's going to win the A-Main for the 270s in the Labor Day Shootout. Lee Reinhardt will finish second, then Jason Swavely, Mike Skias, Pat Beeler, Heath Hanley, Richie Hartman, Dave Grube, Corey Schmuck Jr., and Luke Fogg, the top 10. All right, and we'll be talking to the top finishers in Victory Lane here in just a second. Alrighty, race fans, your winner for the 270s here in this Labor Day Shootout, Mike Rutherford. And I'll tell you what, Mike, fans love it, but you and Pete had a good battle there early on. Throughout lap traffic, you were able to get the pass done with about 10 laps to go, and then you were able to hold off Lee Reinhardt there at the very end. How were you able to do it?
Yeah, Pete was really good there at the start, and I tried rolling the top and wasn't working real well, so I kind of dropped down to the bottom and felt the track starting to go away and started searching around a little bit, and he was just committed to the tires and moved up about lane and a half, and I was getting a really good run on him. And I wanted to stuff it under him a couple of times, but I got there a little late and just kind of bided my time, and we got to lap traffic and he got a little crossed up in the slick and we got right around him.
All right, well, a great job tonight for you, Mike. Way to go. And there's your winner for the 270 A-Mains, Mike Rutherford.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Free Geek Pen is an electronics recycling center which specializes in restoring electronics to usable condition. They turn salvageable parts from donated equipment into working electronics for those on a budget. The best part is your old gear doesn't end up in a landfill. Free Geek Pen also does computer repair. Find them online at freegeekpen.org. Give them a call at 717-721-2494 or stop by the shop on Main Street in Ephrata. Think freegeekpen.org.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Memorial Speedway. One feature event in the books, the win in the 270s going to Mike Rutherford. Now it's time for the Hyper Racing Wing 600s, ready to take on this tough 8th mile track for 30 laps for a win in the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout. And let's have you meet the starting lineup for this A main. It'll be Zach Beeler, car number 44. He'll be starting on the pole. TJ Grieve in the 24T. He'll be starting alongside him. Heath Hanley in the 5 will start on the inside of row number 2. Jason Swavely in the 77. He'll be on the outside of row 2 starting 4th. Nash Ely will start on the inside of row 3 in car number 22 with Mike Rutherford, guy that just won, on the outside of row 3 in car 2S. The 15P of Chris Pansner will start on the inside of row 4. Dan Souter in the 11 will be on the outside. Nick Skias in the 88, he'll be on the inside of row 5, and Jesse Maurer will round out the top 10 starters. He'll start outside row 5. Chris Gerhardt in the 51 will start inside row 6. He'll share that row with Brian Kramer in car number 71. Max McLaughlin in the 163S will start on the inside of row 7 with Mitchell Bard in the 7B on the outside. Bradley Brown in the 23 and Eddie Strada in the 2. They make up row number 8. The 16X of Nick Groff and the 17 of Brent Ely, they make up row number 9. Jeremy Harshman in the 163. He'll start on the inside of row 10 with Mike Austin in the 14A on the outside. Austin Bishop in the 9 won the B main. He'll start on the inside of row 11. Zach Light won the other B main in that 11Z. He'll start on the outside of row 11. Aaron Espenshade in the 1E and the 3Z of Brent Shear, they make up row number 12. Cody West in the 117 and Billy Cook in the 66. They make up the 13th and final row for this Hyper Racing Wing 600 feature. All right, race fans, stand by. We'll wait a couple minutes for everybody to get in line, and when they do, we'll get ready to turn them loose. Alrighty, drivers in the Hyper Racing 600 features. Get ready to hear those most famous words. Drivers, start your engines. Well, race fans, the best of the best of Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway's Wing 600s are 4 abreast. As they come under the flag stand, they can hear you now. Make some noise for your Hyper Racing Wing 600s. All right, so everybody getting doubled up now and ready to go. One change to the lineup. Nick Skias not able to get out there to start this one, so that means that Holden Ekman in the 11H will take his spot in the lineup. And other than that, we've got your 26-car field for this Hyper Racing 600 A-Main, the second event of this Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout. All right, so getting everybody lined up and in the right order here. And all right, here we go. One lap to green. Zach Beeler, TJ Grieve, they'll lead him down through the backstretch start area here as they come under the flag stand. One lap. And then 30 laps to decide who can take home the second big trophy of the night. Zach Beeler, TJ Grieve will lead him down to the green flag, and we're underway with the 600 feature. And Beeler gets out to the break, but Grieve trying to come back on the inside. And got a caution, one car stopped up in turn 4. That is the 9 of Austin Bishop, I believe, who has come to a stop, and will put us back under yellow. By the way, for the Kids Club, if your name is Hunter Talley, be sure to join us in Victory Lane at the end of this 600 feature for the Victory Lane presentation. Flat left rear on the 3Z of Brent Shear. Don't think he's going to be able to get around with only 3 tires fully inflated. All right, to the green flag we go now. Austin Bishop has been pulled off. He's going to have to retire that car for the night. In the meantime, here's the rest of the field coming to the restart zone. We're underway once again in the 600s. Beeler to the point off turn 2, Grieve the second, and then it's side by side, Hanley and Swavely for the third spot. Swavely slides in and gets the job done. As they're side by side, further behind, that's Nash Ely peeking out to the inside, and now trying to cross him back under is Mike Rutherford. That's for the 5th spot. These cars fanning out all the way through the progressively packed corners. They'll use every inch of racetrack tonight. But out in front, right in the wall up there, the 77 got a little bit too close to it, was Jason Swavely. Looked like he jumped the cushion there in turns 1 and 2. That allowed Heath Hanley to drive on by. But it's Zach Beeler from the point. He's the one out in front. And he's pulled out to a pretty sizable advantage over TJ Grieve. As we got one car slow up in turn 1. That is the 17 of Brent Ely, who has come to a stop in turn 2. All right, so 5 laps in the books. We'll re-rack them and try it again. Zach Beeler will be out in front, TJ Grieve in second, Heath Hanley in third, then Jason Swavely and Mike Rutherford rounding out the top 5. And they'll go double file now. So it'll be Zach Beeler and TJ Grieve on the front row. Then Heath Hanley and Jason Swavely, Mike Rutherford, Nash Ely making up row 3. With Dan Souter and Chris Pansner making up row number 4. Jesse Maurer, Max McLaughlin. They make up row number 5. And we'll come around to the green flag, this time by Zach Beeler. And TJ Grieve will lead them down. Field still 23 cars strong. And all of them hop back on the gas here as they come back through turns 3 and 4 and to the start-finish line. It's Beeler out in front, but here comes Grieve to the inside, trying to pull a slide job. Beeler has to turn it sideways and gets under him for the spot. Zach Beeler back to the point, and here comes Swavely to the inside. Swavely trying to make the move, and he gets up top once again now. Grieve trying to make it happen. I'll tell you what, tough racing on this restart. Swavely now through to second. Looks like he'll be able to hold that spot. Grieve now has to worry about Heath Hanley. Swavely got up in the wall again, jumped the cushion. We saw that earlier, and that time it cost him big time. He's back 3 spots now as Grieve moves back into the second spot. But nobody can catch Zach Beeler. He's the one out in front as we got a spinner in turns 1 and 2, and that is Mike Rutherford, who got crossed up by one of the tractor tires down there in the center of turns 1 and 2, and that's a tough break for him. The guy who just won the 270 feature was running 4th in this one, trying to put himself in a position to win it again, and instead he'll have to go to the back. All right, field goes double wide once again. No doubt this is a competitive field tonight. And they're all fighting for the opportunity to take home a win. 8 laps in, 22 to go, long way to go, but it can also go by in a hurry. Zach Beeler and TJ Grieve will lead them down to the green flag, and away we go. And again, Beeler with a great start. Hanley trying to move inside, but won't get the job done. He and Swavely will be left to fight for third. Here comes Grieve trying to pull a slider, can't get it done. And Beeler back to the lead as we had a crash back straight away. 1 car upside down, and 2 cars upside down in the stack-up. And the field will go half track here as they try to make sure everyone gets attended to on the back straightaway. 2 cars upside down there. Aaron Espenshade in the 1E was the second car to go upside down. The first car to go upside down was Chris Gerhardt in the 51 after it looked like the right front tire dug in there. The 117 also involved in that. That's Cody West. Brian Kramer in the 71 also got some damage, and the 14A of Mike Austin involved as well, as this one catches up multiple cars. And it looks like they're going to bring everybody to a stop here off turn 2, just to avoid running around under caution here. So they will stop the field in turn 2 and let everything get cleaned up back there. It does appear that everybody is okay. No real violent rollovers there, but Chris Gerhardt probably got the worst of it in the 51, but he's out.
600cc Performance. Our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com. If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
On NRN, the National Racing Network. Welcome back to Lanco's Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway for the Big Spring Service, Bud Spring Service, my apologies, the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout. And we're in the midst of the second A main here for the 600s, just cleaning up after a red flag. And Chris Gerhardt, guy who won last week, this week flipping down the pack straightaway. That just goes to show how things can change over the course of 7 days in the sport of racing. His night is over, along with a few others who were involved in that last accident, although all drivers are okay. And now we're back under caution here, and we'll re-rack them and try it again, as it'll be Zach Beeler, then TJ Grieve on row 1, Heath Hanley and Jason Swavely on row 2, Chris Pansner and Nash Ely on row 3, then it'll be the 11 of Dan Souter and the 163S of Max McLaughlin. That makes up row number 4. And then the 2 of Eddie Strada and the 3 of Jesse Maurer round out the top 10. Those are your first 5 rows. The 66 of Billy Cook has a lot of damage to that top wing, and they're going to make him go off for that. And with that now, as we look to make sure the lineup is all spiffy and ready to go, Phil will get doubled up once again, or Phil will remain doubled up and get everyone in their right spots. And actually, with that being the second caution before a lap was completed, that means we'll go single file for this restart. Single file, not double file. So that might give Zach Beeler a little bit more of an opportunity here, but we've seen the past 2 restarts, TJ Grieve send it in there in turn 1 and try to make the move. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries something again here, if he's close enough entering turns 1 and 2. Still 22 laps to run. All right, we'll go green this time. Zach Beeler at the front, TJ Grieve in second, Heath Hanley in third. And here we go. Green flag back in the air, and away we go. Good jump for Beeler, but Grieve's going to have a shot down in turn 1. Beeler's going to take his line away this time, not let him have that big run on the inside, and they'll try to race door to door to 3. Now Greaves going to try the slider entering turn 3, but Beeler will come back on him and make the move. Here comes Greaves back to the inside. Can't make it happen. Beeler around the top side, and now he's going to be clear, at least for the time being. Greaves will have to worry about Heath Hanley for now, the 8-time track champion. And Greaves got up a little bit, jumped the cushion that time. That allows Hanley to get on by. Greaves going to try to come back at him, but not be able to get the job done. And Heath Hanley through to second now. Greaves going to have to try and see if he can find a way back. How about the 11 of Dan Souter? Shot like a rocket off turn 2, using that momentum from the top side. He's all the way up now inside the top 5 as Jason Swavely gets around TJ Greaves for the 3rd spot. Out in front, it's Zach Beeler by about a second over Heath Hanley. Battle on for the 6th, make it 7th spot. Nash Ely taking it away. Battle on for 5th between Dan Souter and Chris Panzer. And Souter will hang on as we've got a caution on the racetrack for a slow car up in 1 and 2. That is the 7. The 7B of Mitchell Bard is the one who came to a stop up there in turns 1 and 2. And the 3 of Jesse Maurer also pulled off here. We'll have a double file restart here with 14 laps in the books. It'll be Zach Beeler and Heath Hanley on row 1. Then Jason Swavely and TJ Greaves. Dan Souter and Chris Pansner making up row 3. Eddie Strada and Nash Ely in row 4. And then Max McLaughlin and Bradley Brown rounding out the top 10. 15 cars left in this one. It's been a race of attrition. Who can find a way to outlast who to the end? We'll have to see. And everybody all lined up. A little bit of a delay as there was a fire that actually was lit on the back straightaway from some of those fireworks that were shot off before the 270 race. But it looks like that fire has been tended to and put out, and as soon as they can get everyone cleared from there, it looks like we'll be able to resume action. With 14 laps in the books and 16 laps yet to run, just under halfway. It's been Zach Beeler since the outset, but he has had to handle some pretty aggressive slide jobs by TJ Greaves. Greaves going to line up outside row 2 on this next restart. We'll see what the 8-time track champ Heath Hanley has to say about Beeler's lead on this next restart. So to re-rack the rest of the field, as mentioned, it'll be Beeler, Hanley, Swavely, Greaves, Souter, Pansner, Strada, Ely, and then McLaughlin and Brown. Behind them will be Jeremy Harshman, Nick Groff, Cody West, Zach Light, and Holden Ekman. Those are your 15 cars still on the racetrack, and we will go green this time by Zach Beeler leads him into the zone, and away we go. He gets away from Hanley off the jump. Beeler gonna ride the top side 3 wide for the race lead. Beeler powers past everybody. Swavely on the bottom. Hanley in the middle. One car riding the wall is Nash Ely. And we'll see if he's able to keep it going. In the meantime, Beeler staves off the challenge from Hanley for the time being. 3 different front runners, all in 3 different lanes. Swavely to the inside of Hanley now, trying to see if he can make the move. He's having none of it. Beeler a little bit loose up top, but hangs on. 3 cars under a blanket as they go back to turn number 1. Hanley trying to find a way on the inside. Can't get it done there. He'll come back to the bottom now. See if he can peek a nose in and get a run. But Beeler able to carry the momentum off the top side with a dozen laps to go. Hanley trying to find a way. Once again alongside. They'll race side by side under the flag stand. Hanley drives it off into 1, but can't get the drive up off. And it'll be Beeler to hang on for now. Coming around to 10 laps to go. Zach Beeler, then Heath Hanley. Jason Swavely's fallen off a little bit. For now, it's these 2. We'll see if they get into any lap traffic by the end of it. Here comes Hanley to the inside. Not going to make the move happen. Beeler has it for the time being with 9 laps to go. Hanley trying to see if he can set up a move, running that middle lane, staying a lane lower, and caution is out for a spinner on the back straightaway. Looks to be the 16X of Nick Groff. And with this being the 6th caution of the night, from here on out, we'll have single file restarts. Not sure if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing for Zach Beeler. Heath Hanley will still have an opportunity, as will Jason Swavely. TJ Grieve running in 4th, and then Dan Souter rounding out the top 5. All right, they'll come back to the green flag, this time by 9 laps to go. Can Zach Beeler hang on? Or can Heath Hanley get the job done? Or can somebody else get the job done? We'll have to see. Beeler takes off, and away we go. Out by about 2 car lengths over Hanley off the jump. Swavely trying the inside line. Nothing doing down there. Hanley holds the 2nd spot. Around the inside, Swavely trying to hang on. Hanley has closed the gap. Back to Zach Beeler. Hanley to the inside, Beeler to the outside, trying to see if he can hang on upstairs. 7 laps to go. 3 cars still in the running. And don't count out TJ Grieve yet either. Coming to 6 laps to go. Hanley going to try the top side now, see if he can run it a little bit better. Not going to pay off quite yet, but he'll have a shot down here in 3. Hanley slides up there. And hanging on to the spot is Beeler. Wow, Hanley almost had the job done. He'll have to try again. Coming off turn 2. They'll see 4 laps to go, this time by Beeler, Hanley, Swavely, all under a blanket with 4 laps to go. Swavely to the inside, trying to make the move on Hanley as they enter turn 3. Trying to slide up in there, can't do it. They run wheel to wheel under the flag stand with 3 laps to go. All this is allowing Zach Beeler to get away just a little bit. Coming to 2 laps to go, twin the sticks. Shown by Mike Fry. Coming around, Zach Beeler has about a 4-car length advantage. Coming around to the white flag, 1 lap to go. The battle is on for 2nd. And it's going to take a big slide job. It's not going to happen. Zach Beeler will come off turn 4 and win the 600 feature on this Labor Day shootout. It's Beeler, Hanley, Swavely, Grieve, and Souter, your top 5. And we'll go down and get to have a word with the race winner, Zach Beeler.
the hell you're wearing shorts?
I'm not even cold.
Oh, shit.
No, don't bother me at all.
I know, I get that all the time. Like, what's the matter with you? Basically self-imposed. Township girl.
All right, Zach Beeler, take a well-deserved drink of water there. I'll tell you what, heck of a race that you guys had. You had slide job after slide job after slide job put on you there. How were you able to stave off all those challenges and take home the win?
I have absolutely no idea. That was the longest 30 laps of my life. I've been coming here maybe 6-7 times. I always show up for the Labor Day shootout, and I came last week, try to learn some stuff, and obviously it paid off, and here we are.
Yeah, I'd say that learning paid off very well. You're a Labor Day shootout winner. Congratulations, Zach. He's the winner tonight in the 600s. We'll be back next with the 125s coming up.
600cc Performance. Our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car back. I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Lanco's Clyde Mart Memorial Speedway. For those of you watching on the NRN, the National Racing Network, we're ready to go for the 125 four-stroke A-Main, third event of the evening tonight. Third of four main events. Mike Rutherford and Zach Beeler taking home the two prior trophies. And we'll see who can get it done here in this 125 four-stroke A-Main. That'll be made up of 26 cars. Let's have you meet them. Cliff Bryan in car number 99. He'll start on the pole. Justin Harrington in the 76 will start outside front row. The 16 of Marty Bryan and the 11H of Holden Ekman, they'll make up row number 2. Mike Glass in the 6 and Mike Cohn in the 26C will make up row 3. Cassidy Michael in the 57K and the 25W of Nathan Weidman, they make up row number 8. Matt Fernsler in the 19 and Shane Davis in the 13. They'll be on row 5. Austin Graby in the 46 and the 3H of Zach Hollinger, they'll be on row 6. Tyler Martin in the 26, Brandon Shear in the 29, they make up row 7. Kenny Bushy in the 3X and Logan Rode in the 24, they'll be in row number 8. Sam Borger in the 04 and Chase Laser in the 7L will be in row number 9. Dylan Yingst in the 112 will be on the inside of row 10. Ron Crossley in the 55C will be on the outside. The 3Y of Zach Young will be on the inside of row 11, while on the outside it'll be the 30S of Dominic Foster. The 32 of Will Watson and the 28 of Kyle Lindsay, they make up row number 12, and the 62 of Jesse Nocera along with the 62 LR of Drayson Laser round out the lineup for this 125 four-stroke feature. 30 laps in length. So everybody getting double up and trying to get in order the best they can. Still trying to get some of these cars fired here on the back straightaway. And as soon as we can do that, we'll be underway with this 30-lap main event. Again, on this Bud Springs service Labor Day Shootout. Made sure I got that one right this time. But doing a great job sponsoring this event. We'll be back tomorrow, of course. But in the meantime, got two big races yet to come for the winged guys, beginning with these 125 four-strokes. 4 strokes. And the 26C of Michael Cohn has come to a stop up in turn number 1. They'll have to assist to his car. All right, we'll be going green this time. The 125 A-Main ready to go. 26 cars strong. Zach Hollinger not able to start, so Sarah Borer will be in the event. And we'll have actually 25 cars ready to start this one. It'll be Cliff Bryan and Justin Harrington to lead them down. Green flag in the air, and we're underway. And one car around in turn 1, and everybody finally gets stopped up there, as it was the 29 of Brandon Shear who got turned around first, and then there was a little bit of contact further back. Sam Borger went up over a couple cars and came to rest, and it looks like the 3Y of Zach Young is the other car stopped over there after that opening lap. So we will re-rack it and try it again. Cliff Bryan Jr. will again start from the point, then Justin Harrington on the outside. Marty Bryan and Holden Ekman make up row number 2. Mike Glass and Cassidy Michael on row 3. Nate Weidman, Matt Fernsler on row number 4. And Shane Davis and Austin Graby, they'll be on row number 5. As they work on getting the back of the field back in order for this second start. All right, we'll come around to the green flag this time and try it once more. Cliff Bryan Jr. and Justin Harrington on the front row. And for 30 laps, here we go, take 2. Green flag in the air, and Bryan out to the point. Cliff Bryan Jr. out to the point. Marty Bryan try to come through to second on Justin Harrington. Harrington will shut the door, though, and get through as everybody gets scattered up and stacked up back there in the back of the field. But out in front, it's all Cliff Bryan Jr., followed by Harrington, and then followed by Marty Bryan. And now we've got a caution for 2 cars up in turn 4. It's the 62 of Jesse Nocera and the 30S of Dominic Foster. Looks like those two cars stuck together, so they'll have to pull them apart and see if they can get back going here as they were running near the back. So we did get one lap in the books, and with that, Cliff Bryan Jr. is the race leader. Then it's Harrington, then it's Marty Bryan, Mike Glass, and Holden Ekman, your top 5. Nate Weidman, Cassidy Michael, Matt Fernsler, along with Austin Graby and Logan Rode. They round out your top 10. It's a triple header this weekend for the 125s. Obviously today and tomorrow they'll be racing here at Clyde Martin with the wings on tonight and the wings off tomorrow. But yesterday night they raced at Linda's Speedway, and it was Justin Harrington getting the checkered flag in that event. Once again, he'll start on the outside pole here, trying to make it 2 wins in 2 nights. See if he can get the job done, but he's got to get through Cliff Bryan Jr. and the rest of the pack in order to do it. And that is Will Watson, who's come to a stop at the exit of turn 2 now, car number 32. I'll assist to him and see if they can get him restarted or push him off the racetrack. And now the 55C of Ron Crossley's also come to a stop. Meanwhile, field getting doubled up here, or staying doubled up once again for this restart. The infield right now is littered with a couple cars who have fallen out of the race under these, well, both as a result of this caution and under this caution period. And it looks like the 55C of Crossley might have to join them, as there was some smoke coming out of that car as it came down the front straightaway and came to a stop with the four-wheeler pushing behind it. By the way, I did misspeak earlier. Zach Hollinger is out there in the 3H. The car that did not start was the 62 LR of Drayson Laser. That's the car that Sarah Bohr replaced in the starting lineup. Hollinger is out there, and he'll restart on the back row for this coming restart with 1 lap in the books and 29 yet to run. Cliff Bryan Jr. and Justin Harrington ready to lead them down. Green flag back in the air, and away we go again. And Marty Bryan again on the inside, trying to make the move on Justin Harrington, and he will just barely get the job done. There was a little bit of contact there entering turn 1. Bryan gave Harrington a bit of a hip check there, and yet now is able to move into second. Harrington trying to come back on him. Meanwhile, the battle is raging for around the 6th position. Holden Ekman falling back a couple spots to Matt Fernsler. And back a little further back, Cassidy Michael battling hard with Chase Laser, that for the 8th spot. And inside, Harrington goes on Marty Bryan. That's for 2nd position. Harrington going to try and see if he can hang on. Laser's around and may be able to get to the infield. We'll see. Nope, he's going to come to a stop here on the front straightaway, and that's going to bring out the caution with 4 laps in the books. So once again, they'll go double file, and once again, it'll be Cliff Bryan Jr. and Justin Harrington on the front row. Past couple restarts, though, Marty Bryan's gotten a good start from the inside of row 2, and he's been able to take that second spot away. We'll see if that's the case here on this coming restart. And here they come, back to the green flag. Cliff Bryan Jr. leads them down. Off they go. This time side by side through 3 and 4. Harrington trying to ride the outside and see if he can get his way past Cliff Bryan Jr. But Bryan will be able to clear off turn 2. Harrington will have to follow into second now. Side by side, a little further back in the pack. A lot of hard racing going on. Graby there to the inside of Cassidy Michael. And we got a caution for a big accident in turn 2 and a couple cars. One car upside down and a lot of cars in a heap over there in turn 2. A lot of cars involved in that one. The 7L of Chase Laser, the 3Y of Zach Young is involved. The 28 of Kyle Lindsay involved over there. It was the 3X of Kenny Bushy that got upside down. Yeah, it was just big chain reaction there. That started up around, right around where Cassidy Michael was. She's over there as well. The 29 is involved, Brandon Shear. 13 of Shane Davis, tons of cars, and we'll have to see how many of them are still able to get back out there. '26 of Tyler Martin over there as well. They've gotten Laser's car back going. He'll be able to tack on to the back of the field. But Kenny Bushy's car is pretty well used up, especially the top wing of that thing. They'll push Tyler Martin to the infield. They've gotten Shane Davis back going. They've also gotten Zach Young back going. They're trying to get Cassidy Michael back going. Actually, looks like she's just going to fall to the back there. So it looks like she is going under her own power. And the 29 is also back going. That is Brandon Shear. Kyle Lindsay doesn't look like he'll be as fortunate. Looks like they're going to have to tow that thing back with the four-wheeler. It'll be Cliff Bryan Jr., Justin Harrington, Marty Bryan, Mike Glass, and Nate Weidman, your top 5 for this coming restart, as they work to get the rest of the back of the pack back in line. And now we'll go double file here. Five laps in the books, 25 laps to go. What's been a very attrition-filled first couple of laps to this 125 four-stroke A main. All right, everybody in double file formation will come to the green flag, this time by Cliff Bryan Jr. and Justin Harrington. on the front row. Harrington slides down to the second spot, and he'll go to work on car number 99. Battles on further back. This for 6, Holden Ekman and the 19 of Matt Fernsler fighting hard. Zach Hollinger around the outside of Logan Road and Brandon Shear. That moves him up inside the top 10. But for right now, it's Cliff Bryan Jr. out in front, then Justin Harrington, then Marty Bryan, then Mike Glass, and then Nate Weidman. Working their way through the field. Austin Graby trying to see if he can apply some pressure on Holden Ekman. That for the 7th spot. Here comes Graby to the inside now of Ekman, trying to make the move through 3 and 4, and he will get the pass done off turn 4. Move car 46 to the 7th position. And right behind him, Brandon Shear trying to get inside Zach Hollinger. That for spot number 10. But it's Cliff Bryan Jr. by about a third of the back straightaway out in front of Justin Harrington with 11 laps in the books. He's got 1.27 seconds on car number 76. Then it's about another 1.27 seconds back to Marty Bryan in third. Leaders will likely catch lap traffic, though, without a yellow. So keep that in mind. It's Cliff Bryan out in front. Justin Harrington second. No challenge for the 99 for right now. But we'll see as he comes up to the back of the pack. Can he get through the lap traffic cleanly? He'll come up to the 78 of Sarah Boyer first and try to get around her. But then after that, there are 5 cars all racing for position right in front. Battle heating up for the 6th position. Matt Fernsler and Austin Graby. Graby wants it. Fernsler has it. Who's going to have it by the time they come off turn 4? Still Matt Fernsler. He'll ride in the 6th spot. As Cliff Bryan Jr. works to the inside of Sarah Bohr, putting her 1 lap down. 16 laps in the books, 14 laps to go. Bryan has led from the outset. Harrington now trying to work his way past Bohr. Will do so with ease. Try and see if he can close in on that gap ever so slightly on car number 99. Bryan has reached the back end of those 5 cars. The first he'll come up to is Zachary Young in the 3Y. Then Cassidy Michael in the 57K. Have to see how hard they race for position here in front of the race leaders. Holden Ekman right now holding on to the 8th spot, trying to hold off Brandon Shear in the 29. Bryan able to dispose of Young pretty easily. Now he'll come into the back bumper of Cassidy Michael with 10 laps to go. And that has allowed Harrington to close the gap now ever so slightly. He's beginning to work his way back in, but now he's got 2 cars between he and the race leader. Harrington going to try the outside to find a way to get around Zach Young. Then go back inside entering turn 3, and he'll make the move. Now just the lap car of Cassidy Michael separating Bryan and Harrington. Bryan still has 3 more cars to try and negotiate with. And he's got coming to 14 more sets of corners, 7 laps to go this time by. It's Shane Davis in the 13, Chase Laser in the 7L up in front, the 24 of Logan Road, all trying to hang on. And Harrington has gotten around Cassidy Michael, who pulls to the infield. That gives Harrington a shot now with some clean racetrack. What can he do? Coming to 5 laps to go. And Bryan has not been able to get past Davis quite yet. That's going to allow Harrington the shot to close in. Gap is cut down now to about half a second between the 2 drivers. Harrington is there, about a car length off of the 99 car. Can he find a way, running that top side, to make the move happen? Does he have enough time to make the move happen? That's the other question. 3 laps to go. Now Bryan going to go to the outside, right in Harrington's lane. Twin sticks, 2 laps to go. Cliff Bryan Jr. trying to hang on. Justin Harrington trying to hang on the top side. Coming to the white flag, Cliff Bryan Jr., Justin Harrington, 1 more lap to go. Harrington on the top side. Bryan on the bottom. Harrington's going to have a big run up off turn 2. But is he going to be able to get there? We've got a caution on the racetrack right in front of the leaders on the final lap. That is Brandon Shear, who was stopped over there, and Nate Laser got into the side of him and nearly wiped out race leader Cliff Bryan Jr. and Justin Harrington in the process. And we will have a one-lap shootout to decide this 125 four-stroke A-Main. All right, Clyde Martin race fans, it's time for a 12-second shootout. One lap to decide it here. It'll be Cliff Bryan Jr., then Justin Harrington, then Marty Bryan, then Mike Glass, and then Austin Graby, the top 5. Single file. Race fans, pick your favorites. Pick your winner. Will it be Cliff Bryan Jr.? Will it be Justin Harrington? Or will it be somebody else? We'll know in just a few seconds. Here we go. One lap to decide it. Bryan gets off to a good start, pulls Harrington by about 2 car lengths. That might be all he needs. Marty Bryan trying the top side. Not going to be close enough. Ferns are sideways. It's not going to matter. Cliff Bryan Jr. will come to the line to win the 125 four-stroke A-Main at the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout. Cliff Bryan Jr. wins, Justin Harrington second, Marty Bryan third, Mike Glass fourth, and Austin Graby fifth. We'll get to interview the winner after the Sportsman feature. That will come up next, and then we'll have victory lane for both the 125s and the Sportsmans. But what an intense shootout that was, race fans, and we've got one more yet to come. All right, race fans, Mike Rutherford, Zach Beeler, and Cliff Bryan Jr. Those are your 3 winners so far tonight. We're about to add one final name to that list. Who will it be? In the Sportsmans, we're 30 laps away from finding out. Here's your lineup. Brett Cronrath will start on the pole in car number 5. Austin Graby in the 87 will start alongside. Jesse Maurer in the 88 will be on the inside of row number 2. Jason Swavely in the 14 will be on the outside. Alex Swift in the 41R. He'll start inside row 3 with Mike Kreiser on the outside in car number 77. Anthony Yerger in the 5A and Brandon Heist in the 38. They make up row 4. Row 5 looks like this. Corey Schmuck and Ava Bellinger in the 26 and 3 cars, respectively. Chase Laser in the 7L will be on the inside of row 6. On the outside, it'll be the 23K of Courtney Cup. On the inside of row 7, make room for Jeremy Eisenhower in the 3S, and the 99K of Chad Chrysler will be on the outside. Nate Gibble in the N8. He'll be in row 8, alongside Toby Blumenshine in the 21. Max Fosnot in the 19M, and the 69 of Daniel Visali will be on row 9. Brian Shally in the 10Z. He'll be on the inside of row 10 with Eddie Mort in the 41L on the outside. Shannon Slaughter in the 53S. She'll be on the inside of row 11 with Alan Durham on the outside. Ryan Heckman in the 30 and Patrick Kern in the 16P, my apologies. They'll make up row number 12. Michael Spanafora and Jamie Flickinger, they were the last two to qualify through the B main, and they'll be the ones tailing up the grid in row 13. Alrighty, race fans, it is the biggest race weekend of the season for the biggest little track in the USA, the Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. Who's going to take home the final checkered flag on this opening night of action? As mentioned, we'll be 30 laps away from finding out, but 26 drivers all hope they have a shot at it right about now. All right, field continuing to get lined up, and as soon as they do, we'll drop the hammer one last time from this 8th mile, Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. Brett Cronrath and Austin Graby will lead them down, and we'll go green this time by. Alrighty, race fans, who's it going to be? 30 laps, we're about to find out. Green flag is in the air, and Brett Cronrath and Austin Graby get out to the point. Cronrath through to the lead, Graby through to second, Swavely through to third. A lot of stack-ups near the back, but everybody keeps it straight for the time being, and we complete lap number 1 under green. One car sideways entering turn 1. That was the 99X car sideways there. 99K of Chad Chrysler sideways, but everyone else still hanging on and still keeping it straight. Brett Cronrath out to the early advantage by about half a dozen car lengths. Best battle on the track right now, the one for fifth between Jesse Maurer and Mike Kreiser. Kreiser's going to get the spot for now, and Maurer may lose another one to Anthony Yerger, who is ripping the fence right now, trying to find a way to make some momentum up there and get to the front. We've seen him do that all night long. Just needs some track position and just needs it to work. But these leaders will be in lap traffic, and that could be effective with most of the cars running on the bottom. If Yerger can find some clean track up there and make it work, might be what he needs. But he's got a lot of cars to pass first. In the meantime, it's Brett Cronrath out in front with 7 laps in the books. Austin Graby about a second behind. He's got to hold off the charge from Jason Swavely in the 14. And we've got a caution for the 26 car spun around. That's Corey Schmuck in turn 2. And that'll put us under the yellow flag with 8 laps in the books. Make it 7 laps in the books, 23 laps yet to run. So the top 5 for this restart will look like this. Brett Cronrath in car number 5 will lead the pack. Austin Graby will be on the outside of row number 1. Jason Swavely and Alex Swift will make up row 2. Mike Kreiser and Jesse Maurer make up row number 3. Anthony Yerger and Brandon Heist will be on row 4. And then Jeremy Eisenhower and Chase Laser will be the ones starting on row number 5. They'll come see the green flag this time by 7 laps in the books. 23 yet to run for the Sportsmen. And back to the gas they go. Green flag back in the air. And Cronrath once again gets out to the point. As we got a spin, a couple cars around in turn 4 near the back of the pack. And that's going to put us right back under caution. The 69 car of Daniel Vasali looked to be the first car to go around, and he collected a couple others in the process. The 28A of Alan Durham involved. One of the cars involved in that as well. Yeah, it looked like Vasali and the 10Z of Brian Shawley got together there. And that led to the initial contact. And unfortunately, Vasali got the worst of it, as did car 28 and Alan Durham. It'll be single file on this restart, and it'll be the same order up front as it was for that last restart. Track officials have had a busy night working to get everybody in the right order and get everybody set for this restart. Again, it will be a single file restart. They did not complete a green flag lap, so they'll revert back to single file here. Have to see how that changes things on this restart for leader Brett Cronrath and the others. Looks like the 99K of Chad Kreiser is missing a front wing, as are the 10Z of Ryan Shally, and they can't continue on without those when it's wing night, so they will have to pull in. Beg your pardon, they were both missing a bumper there. That's the reason why they were not able to continue on. Will be through to the green flag this time by Brett Cronrath. Stands on the gas. Graby and Swavely right there behind. Swavely trying to power to the inside, and he's going to make the move happen on Graby as Graby goes up high. Swavely will clear for the second spot. Cronrath out to a 2-car length advantage over Jason Swavely. Then it's Graby, then it's Swift, and then it's Mike Kreiser. That's your top 5. First battle's the 1 for 6 between Anthony Yerger and Jesse Maurer. Maurer takes it up off turn 4. Yerger takes it up off turn 4. Maurer will take it back off turn 1 and up through turn 2. He will retain that 6th position. But out in front, it's Brett Cronrath by about half a dozen car lengths over Jason Swavely, pulling that advantage just a little bit. 11 laps in the books. And everybody pretty well singled out for the time being. Couple battles near the back of the pack. But it's Brett Cronrath all alone out in front for the time being. Although sooner or later he's going to catch some lap traffic here if we stay green. So keep an eye on that. We saw the effect that had on the last race that we watched, the 125s. And we've got a caution, though, on the racetrack. That is the 30 of Ryan Heckman who has gone around. And so erase all that talk. And Austin Graby's going to come to the infield with an issue. So the 3rd place runner is going to drop out of the race. Tough break for Austin Graby. Had an opportunity to put himself in position. Was running second for a lot of the race. Swavely got past him on that last restart, but was still running inside the top 3, and he'll have to relinquish that spot now. That'll move Alex Swift now up to the 3rd position. Mike Kreiser and Jesse Maurer round out the top 5. All right, field getting doubled up here, ready to go. 18 cars on track, 8 of them in the infield, sitting around right now. But they'll have a front row seat for what's about to come. 13 laps in the books, 17 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. And Cronrath once again to the point, and we got a stack up in the back and 2 cars around. Started when Nate Laser got sideways, and it looks like a couple cars paying the price there. The 23K of Courtney Cup. The 3 of Ava Bellinger and the 19M of Max Fosnot, the other cars involved in that little skirmish over in turn 4. All right, so they'll tow Ava Bellinger to the infield, and She will join a pretty long list of cars that are littered right now inside the infield here at the Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. We'll come to the green flag this time by. It'll be Brett Cronrath and Jason Swavely up front. And back to the green flag they go. Cronrath out in front, and Jesse Maurer got loose through turn 4. That's going to allow Anthony Yerger the opportunity to go around the outside. They continue to race hard, and they'll continue to race side by side down the back straightaway. Maurer on the bottom, Yerger on the outside where he's been most of the night. Neither driver given an inch, trying to fight for a top 5 position. Looks like Maurer's going to eke ahead though on the bottom through 3 and 4. Brett Cronrath out in front by about 4 or 5 car lengths over Jason Swavely. Then it's Alex Swift. Then it's Mike Chrysler. Then it's Jesse Maurer back in the 5th spot, trying to still hold off Anthony Yerger in 6th before he gets back to Jeremy Eisenhower in 7th. 17 laps down, 13 laps to go. And the battle heating up for 4th spot now. Mike Chrysler trying to hold off Jesse Maurer, who's trying to cut to the inside and make the move happen. That opens the door again for Anthony Yerger to try and make a move on Maurer. Maurer still peeking inside, but not going to have anything there as Chrysler keeps a tidy line around the inside lane. Up front, the lead for Brett Cronrath coming at 10 laps to go, stands at 1.04 seconds. Have to see if Swavely can get there. Not sure if he will without a caution. Maurer still trying to heat up Mike Chrysler for the 4th spot. But Chrysler able to hold him at bay for right now. Brett Cronrath, the race leader, with 8 laps to go. Keeping a pretty steady advantage, not really getting any bigger, but also not getting any smaller over Jason Swavely. Alex Swift only a couple car lengths behind Swavely for the 2nd spot. We'll have to see if he can make any move. They'll come around this time to 5 laps to go. Brett Cronrath out in front by about 9/10 of a second. Swavely starting to close in a little bit. Not sure it's going to be enough, though. We'll see. 5 laps left to run, and we'll see if Cronrath catches lap traffic. It's going to be pretty close. Coming to 4 to go this time by. Brett Cronrath has led since the outset. He'll come up to the lap car of Max Fosnot. That'll be the first car he hits. Meanwhile, Batterful 2nd is on. Swift and Swavely battling for the spot. Give it to Swift up off turn 4. Coming around, the 2 laps to go this side. Swift sends it in there on Jason Swavely. Not able to make the move happen, though. And all that battling might have been all it took to allow Brett Cronrath to get away. He'll put a lap on Max Fosnot as he sees the white flag from Matt Fry. 1 lap to go. Coming around to see the checkered flag and winning the Sportsman's, it's Brett Cronrath taking the checkered flag in the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout. Swavely comes home 2nd, then Swift, then Chrysler, and Jesse Maurer rounds out the top 5.
Free Geek Pen is an electronics recycling center which specializes in restoring electronics to usable condition. They turn salvageable parts from donated equipment into working electronics for those on a budget. The best part is your old gear doesn't end up in a landfill. Free Geek Pen also does computer repair. Find them online at freegeekpen.org. Give them a call at 717-721-2494 or stop by the shop on Main Street in Ephrata. Think freegeekpen.org.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
All right, Brett Cronrath, I know it wasn't as easy, I'm sure, as it looked, but you looked dominant tonight. What allowed this car to be such a dream for you to drive?
And everybody that helps, honestly, RTS Chassis, Jason Swavely, Anthony Yerger, Nick, Jeff, Lucy, my dad, my mom, everybody, Uncle Charlie. Drove like a dream tonight, and then we didn't do anything. I mean, we didn't do anything to the car. We trusted it. We knew it was fast, and I just wanted to be consistent.
Well, you were right. It was very fast. Brett Cronrath able to bring home the victory tonight in the Sportsman's. Congratulations, Brett. Alrighty, race fans, what a night of racing here at Lanco's Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. The first night of the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout. 4 great winners tonight, 4 great races, and we expect more of the same tomorrow. But until then, for everyone who watched at the track and for everybody who watched on NRN, the National Racing Network, I'm Casey Kreider saying so long, good night everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow for the wingless day of the Bud Spring Service Labor Day Shootout. Good night, everybody.
At 600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.